Hi, it's Jane, and I have a bit of a mess. I have one of these rolling carts, and it is a mess, so I need to clean it up. So I'm going to start. It's going to be real interesting. First of all, this is normally where I keep all of my hooks, different sizes, so I'm going to set that. Got a couple of totes down here that I'm going to set those into. Have my Tunisian hook set. That's going down in that little tote for a little while. And then my knitting needles. That's going in there. These are two Tunisian hooks and start of a project. Well, not really a project. I was working on a stitch. So I need to set that down there. I have a couple of books in here, and I'm not sure what they are. I do know what one of them is. One of them is a journal, so that's going to go in another bag. This one is the Encyclopedia of 300 Crochets. That'll go in there as well. It's a different little booklet. Got quite a few things here. I'm not sure what I've got. Okay. I have a bunch of trash. Oh, how funny. A small spiral notebook that needs to go elsewhere. And I do have a lot of trash in here. That is for sure. Needs to be cleaned out. Have some labels. That will go in a separate pile. And I have no idea what this is. Have a Roku player with some instructions, so that needs to go into a different pile. That actually needs to go into my, gotta go in the business pile. Oh boy. Pair of glasses. Isn't it amazing the amount of crap that we gather? Okay. And this is a device that is used for Tenerife lace on shirts, so that's going to go back in there. And a gauge, stitch gauge, hook gauge. And this is something that one of Thomas's friends, who is Catholic, sent him along with the rosary. So I've always just kind of kept that together. Have a couple more labels here that kind of need to go somewhere. A daily bread that I use quite frequently. Color wheel. Oh, and here's another fun one. These are pictures, family pictures. I'm going to show you this one, see if you notice who it is. Recognize that baby? That's me. This was a trip they took in 1960. I have no clue where they went to, but always found it funny that that was a little trip. Okay, those are trash. There is a register, bank register. Oh look, I have a recipe for a perfect cookie. You use 1 tablespoon brown sugar, 1½ teaspoon of milk, 1 tablespoon melted butter, 4 tablespoons flour, chocolate chips. Mix it all together. Cook in the microwave for 1 minute on high or on parchment paper in an oven, I guess. I don't know. Some kind of Apple agreement with something. Of course, the print's so dang tiny you can't see it, don't understand what's in it. And some more family photos. That was my baby, my youngest, Stephen. We teased him about being a little angry baby for years and years. So yeah, I got quite a few stuff that I actually just need to go through here and see what's what and that kind of thing. That is trash. My cotton gloves. That'll go with my knitting needles and all that kind of stuff. Does anybody know why I kept the cover for a 2010 weekly planner? I don't. There is another Susan Bates needle checker. And then I have a We Crochet the Radiant crochet hook set. That needs to go in there as well. I have a bag here. And this is one of those bags where I have a ton of stitch markers and things that I actually wanted to add to my basket. So I'm going to set those here so I can do that later on. Nice cleaner for the glasses. A small wallet, which probably needs to go somewhere else. And that. And this was a Crochet Society book that I had actually crocheted out of. I have no clue where the box is other than it's in a tote packed away. Now, and these are something that I lost and I knew I had and I was looking for them. These are those small hook size crochet hooks. I have a project with thread that I wanted to do, but I couldn't find my hooks, so there you go. There they are. Have a lint roller. That's very important when you're working on projects. Have some more labels. I don't know what to do with the labels. Oh boy. Do you remember this? Yep, Knit Crate. It's one of those booklets. I have no idea what it went to. And that needs to go into the important file. So that'll get set over there. Napkins. Small cross. That I'm going to hang on my hook. And I hang it here. These are some small buttons. Small white buttons. I gotten these to use for baby sweaters when I was knitting baby sweaters. So those will need to get put aside. I have a little bit of labels here. Normally I carry some pre-printed labels. Small little thing of note cards for when I want to write little notes. This is an item that I made many years ago. And I originally made these to hold calendars for some of my naughty knitter friends. So I made a bunch of them, and they have the two slots that you can slip that calendar down in. Then it has a button, and you just hook the button. Hook the button with the little tie. Thinking about making a few more of those. This is a hard drive that I tend to put a lot of my patterns on, and I need to update it and see where we're at. This is a lovely little notebook pad that I've always kept just because. And that will go back into it once it's straightened out and a little more cleaned out. Mini hole punch. Everybody needs a hole punch, right? I have a couple of I have a pencil and a pen, a marker. Those are going to go over here because those will need to go into a separate place. Ball of yarn. Of course there's a ball of yarn. Does it belong there? No. Have another hard drive here that I need to make sure it's up to date as well. I have some when I had seen these, I thought they were buttons, but they were not. Let me see if I can get them out. They're not buttons. They're simply wooden love. Like they have little sayings on them. That, you know, different little sayings. You let me be me. Just different little sayings, and I don't know why I kept them in there. Oh my, there's so much junk in here, it's not even funny. And I'm not sure what's in this little... my pom-pom makers. So I know that will have to go back in there. I have a small notepad. And then I have a this is meant to go in a day planner. These are sticky notes. Oh, this is funny. I don't know if you're going to believe what this is. This is a tape measure, but I also have a sewing needle in it, in the tail. Huh. And I have a small little pouch here that has things in it like ibuprofen, an antiseptic towelette, a couple of those, and a couple of Band-Aids. And I've always had that there just in case I needed it for something. So that is going to stay there. And I probably should put all my needles on my... This is one of those you get at Art Bin. If I can get it open. It's always difficult to open. But it is a supposed to be magnetic, and it is magnetic. There are a couple of needles in here. There are some needles, scissors, and this was and there's some plastic cable items. And this is a needle threader. Be used for small or large needles. So I probably need to add those needles in there. Look, I have a crochet hook. Imagine that. A couple of bobby pins. I'm going to stick those on there. Now, this is something that Thomas gave me quite some time ago. And it is actually it's a bracelet that fell apart. These are magnetic stones that stick together. As you can see, it used to be on a bracelet, fell apart, I just never put it back together. A couple of Tylenol that are still good. Another little notepad. Got a lot of those. And that is an old flyer. This is a piece that goes to one of my bags. One of those bags that was given to me. It separates it out, turns it into 4 different sections so you can put yarn in. That is in storage, so who knows where that is. Small little thing of O'Keeffe's Working Hands. I think that's what it's called. And a pencil. So the pencil will go over here. Now this I am going to put back in there. Yeah, I'm not going to put so much back there right away. I'm going to start on the top and go through it. Stitch markers, which those will go back in there. My little hedgehog that actually needs to go into the tote for the Christmas child. That needs to go back over into the tote, so I'm going to set it over there. I have my neck light, which probably needs to be charged, but I don't know where the charging cable is, so good luck finding that, huh? And I believe this is probably, this is a charging cable, but I know which one it goes to. I do know that it will do the, there I have a lovely little yarn ball holder. A couple of pairs of scissors. One can only have 20 or so scissors. Of course, I think that's overkill, but Some of them probably need to go back in somewhere else. I also have a highlighter and also has sticky notes. That probably needs to go with my Bible reading, that kind of thing. That is an important paper. I'll put that crochet hook in there. These are some of the earrings that were made for the Crafty Floridian when we went on the cruise. And I just never took those out. I've not worn them as earrings. Probably sure it should turn them into stitch markers. I don't know if they're the right kind or not. A pen, another pencil. Got a lot of pens and pencils up here. And never can find one when I need it. And I'm pretty sure these wet wipes are no longer wet. They are wet. So those may go back in there. I have staples. I have a stapler that I put up here many times, and so I like to have staples up here. Another crochet hook. And this is trash. I have some silicone fingers. Sometimes I find the silicone fingers help with pulling needles through things. Have some of these, what do they call them, plackets or something like that for your teeth. Everybody needs to have those. This is something I got somewhere, and I don't know where I got it from. It's a pendant. I have another couple of earrings that I had purchased, I believe, online that need to go over here. They need to go on my packet. Some more labels, address labels. I have a UPMC this used to have. It was there were wet wipes that were put in here, and they're no longer wet, so. But I do like the little container, so I may keep that for something else. See, I do all kinds of strange things. Sometimes I'll put them in my yarn, that kind of thing. Some kitty cat earrings. I have not worn earrings in years. I have a micro marker. That will go in the cup for now, since I haven't put them over into the this is something someone made for us with Prayer Shawl Ministry. It's a little heart, and I keep it there. I have my, this says Yarn Whore on it. It has, I get it open, has all kinds of things on it. The top is magnetic. It holds needles. It has a tape measure. I have some stitch markers here. It has a nice little clip to hold things. Oops, no, these are scissors. These are the scissors. Mini scissors. Couldn't remember what they were. Scissors. A couple of knitting needles, tip minders. a nice little cable to put things on. I have a couple of stitch markers in here that need to go over here. So I'm going to set those there. It has a lovely throw counter here. I have another pair of scissors that I placed in here. It has a small crochet hook that I took off one of those sets. And then there is a small pencil, and there is a small pad in here as well for writing things if you want to write them on there. So that is what is in this. There is also these are some markers, but they're little kitty cat ears for knitting. And I have always kept them in there with that. So that's what's in that box. And of course I can't get this back in here in the right order. There we go. I don't know what's sticking up. So there's that. And of course I have an American flag because I'm an American. I have some tape up here that needs to be put away. I have some pencil lead for all those automatic pencils. Another tape measure. I have a hole punch. I have a picture of Thomas up here. I have two of these. These are basically box cutters. I have about 5 or 6 of these around. Of course, can I ever find them when I need them? No. That's beside the point. You know, I always forget that they're there, so. But at least I do know I have a couple of them, and I probably should have them a little bit easier access, so I don't know where I'm going to put those. Found another crochet hook. Isn't this fun? Some needles, not needles, thread that I use for sewing. Another one of these, what do you call these, stitch holders? Yeah, stitch holders. I have a small USB port here. This was a name tag holder. I don't know what I'm going to do with those. Looky here. I have a pocket knife. And then I have this is a small, well, the battery died just as I was showing you my pocket knife and a small mini Gerber that I've used for a lot of things. But, you know, it gets lost here and there. Have a Sharpie pen, a screwdriver, Phillips head, which I have used to change some interesting little things. I have another pair of my called Mighty Sight, Mighty Eyes. So I have those sitting up here. I do use them. Lots of times I use them towards the end of the day because my eyes get tired. So I will use those. If I'm crocheting with something black, sometimes I will use them. Now these are dead, so they need to be charged. But because they have lights on either side, so I can see. I have a stapler that I have used many times. I just keep them close at hand so I know where they're at. A couple of cards. I have some more of the, which I need to put them in with that other little bag, some more lead, but it also has extra pencils. And this lead is meant for these big fat pencils. I like these kind of pencils, so I need to kind of keep them together. They do keep at a nice, like a number 2 pencil. And I have no idea what this is. Oh, yes I do. This Billy gave to us as a row counter, and it is one of those that Mary Ann from the Crotchety Clogger makes, and she sells these on Etsy. Hope you can see that. And that, it has stitch marker on there as well. A couple of stitch markers things, I think. But it's a real nice tool to use. I have used it. But you know, since I started using the fidget poppers, I use it more often than I do anything else. Although this would be great for a knitted project because you could actually just hook, well, or crochet because you could hook them directly onto your project. E6000, because who knows when you need to glue something. See what's back here. That's trash. I have another stitch holder, which needs to find a home. Another thing of tape. A couple things of tape here that actually need to go into my tape bin. Some more staples because you never have enough staples. I have a couple of pens here. You know, now I know where all the pens are going. I have some incense here. Staple remover. An Allen wrench that also has a Phillips screw on the end that I keep, which I probably should use that. My handles are coming off on my cabinet. Some a bracelet. One of my favorite bracelets. Here is the rest of that magnet that needs to be let me get it. Needs to be put together again. Strung, restrung. I get all the pieces out. So at least they're all together and I can grab those and put them all together and restring it. Another fat pencil because why not? Some glasses cleaners. Bunch of junk up here. I gotta tell you. I have a nut. Who else needs a nut? I have no idea what those went to. I think they went to another cart. Maybe one that I use in my sewing room. I have this is a wire coil tool where you can make coils with. Have some fray check up here. Do I know what I have the fray check up here for? No. Now this is, for the longest time, everybody thought this was a yarn cutter. It is not. It is just a key ring with a little heart on it, so I keep it close at hand. I have a stitch de-threader. I know this one is gone, so I need to throw it out. But I've used the stitch turner for many things. This is if I remember correctly, this is meant to go on your wine glass, around the base of your wine glass. But I always thought it was pretty. So that'll probably go on my basket as well, just as a pretty sit around. Another row counter. Another stitch holder with some things on it. Another thing of tape. This is another tape measure. I do have some fabric fusion. I have often used this on certain things when I need it. I have a small frog bracelet. If you don't know, frog stands for fully relying on God. I have a couple of clips here, and I probably need to put those clips in with one of the bags. Do have a pin cushion that I have a lot of sewing pins and just pins to help hold things together, that kind of thing. Need to reorganize that. I have a lighter. When I am weaving certain things, I will fuse the end if I need to make sure it doesn't go anywhere. And I have sometimes done that with the eyes on the back. Sticky notes, which I'm not sure why those are sitting in there, because I've never really used them up there. I do have some wet ones here that I've used frequently. More pens. Well, why don't we get all the pens out of here? I don't know if I got all the pens or not. Magic marker, dry erase, a couple more pens, because why not? I also have my arthritis gloves, so when my hands are really pestering me, I use those. Many times I'll use those when I am basically doing some knitting. I have a dragonfly pendant, which I need to add to my beads. Now this cup has always been a little bit of a strange cup. It is just a small finger bowl, basically made for rings and those kind of things. I have some quilter's needles in there because sometimes I need those. Also have some safety pins, just sit in it. Had my exerciser there for the longest time, but it needs to get put somewhere else. So I am going to put that back there. Let me see if I can straighten this up a little bit. I have some big blanket pins. And I have some loose buttons up here, little flower buttons. that I actually need to pick up. Put in that bowl. Some nail polish. I use nail polish lots of times on my looms when I am working with them. That needs to go with my important papers. That is a little information about my vacuum cleaner. I have another tape measure. This is one of the old time tapies. It's a little bit smaller. I have Thomas's little pocket knife. I have a ruler here, which I use when I am measuring to make blankets and things like that. So let me get this back in here, straightened up. I have a small screwdriver. I have used that often for certain things that needed to be picked up. I have a book ring. I don't know why I had the book ring. I will put it in the bowl. And we will put that in the bowl as well. So I will put the bowl back into the corner where it goes. Now this is a thing that I had picked up at I want to say Walmart. May not have been Walmart. But as you can see, I have more of all kinds of things. I have some of those not stitch protectors. They are protectors for your fingers. And this needs to go into the pan. And with my needles, another one of the chippy needles. And I have another big needle that needs to go on that board. I have part of a pair of earrings. Don't know where the other half went. And this holds a lot of stuff. I have a nail file here. I also have another pair of scissors, which I think I need to add that. These are some of those snips. Which I think I need to add that to one of my, I have small pouches that I put all kinds of things into. And this was, someone had given me this. This is actually a small ring that you put around napkins. But I don't know why they gave that to me. But rather they thought it was interesting. Thought I needed it. This is a dragonfly necklace. That was my daughter's, and I just keep it near me for sentimental reasons. I have all kinds of things in here. I have a small double-pointed needle. I have a bookmark. I have some lens cleaner. I have a couple of hole punches. I have some of these long doll needles for sewing. Pair of nail clippers, another screwdriver, and probably 6 or 7 different types of there's another needle for these long doll needles. They come in handy with amigurumi, so I keep them all, in there. But I also have, this is my favorite hook when I am doing loom. It's very sturdy, wooden handle, so I use that quite a bit. I have different sizes of hole punches. I have a regular and I have some micro, and I use them sometimes for putting my, I have a marker in there. I don't know why I have a marker. And I sometimes use those when I'm punching holes into my name tags, those kind of things. And these are some more, well, that is a Phillips head screwdriver. This is another one of those hooks for using with looms. And I did not know I even had this down here in the bottom. Let me see if I can get it up. It's Betty Boop! Betty Boop charms. Did not know that that was down there. So anyway, I'm going to put those things back in there. And normally I put the hole punches all together in this center one. And they usually work pretty nicely. Sometimes I got to put one upside down. I have a whole section here that has all kinds of things like another group of pins, a couple of screwdrivers, pens, highlighter. Lots of times when I'm using a written pattern that has sizes, I will highlight my sizes. So I do use that in that way. And I have a, what do you call these that you use with the iPads and your phone? Soft, whatever. I have that also in there, and I don't know why I keep it in there. I just do. So, but one of the things that I also have in there, and this thing swivels, so I've always just kept it in either the corner or middle of the thing. I also have a pair of, these are tweezers, but these are used usually medical field to hang on to certain things. So do have a couple more stitch markers that need to go away. And then I have 2 pairs of earrings. Well, and I don't use them as earrings. I use them as stitch markers. One is a dragon, and the other is a kitten, is a kitty. I can get them turned around right. I can't get the one turned around right. So those need to go onto the basket. This probably needs to go into here. Maybe we'll just put it here in the corner. Then I have 2 small perfumes. I don't know why, but those are in there for some odd reason. So let me put my E6000 there. I am going to set my pen there. I am going to put these here because sometimes I use those. My lovely arthritis gloves. I am going to set my, also my little pack there. I am going to put the stitch holder back up here as well. And my lighter. Do use the lighter sometimes, like I said. I have also always had just the stapler here to staple different things. I am going to put the staple remover into that small round thing. Incense back there. I'm going to put my fingers back in there. They really do help. I'm also going to place my light in there and my staples. And I'm thinking maybe I should get put another cup or something in here. Some type of basket or bowl or something to help hold the all the different box cutters and things that I have. Maybe I should put some away somewhere where I can find them. I am going to also put my tape measure there. So yeah, I have quite a bit in this thing. Thomas will go back up in here. I've always had him where I could look over and see him. So yeah, that's kind of it. I've got one more level to go, and it is a mess, folks. So I am going to pull this out. This is says I'm seeing a pattern of excellence, and it is a small case. I think I got it at maybe Hobby Lobby. Yeah, I also have another tape measure there. And they call these, why can't I remember the name of them? But they're basically, a lot of people use them to put stitch markers on. Skirt pins. These used to be held to hold skirts together that had flaps, you know. A lot of people use these to put the stitch markers on. Of course, you can see I haven't, because I've got a ton of stitch markers everywhere but there. Coloring markers, coloring pencils. I like to color. I have my, I have one, I'm going to show you these things. I have a tote that this little pouch I take with me when I go to the concerts that are at the down at the center. In it, I have some Band-Aids because it seems like it never fails. I wind up scratching something and tearing something or whatever, getting a boo-boo. I do have some, these are needle protectors for circular needles. It also holds them together. I have 2 row counters in here. I don't know why, but I do. I have a couple stitch markers that I would like to add to my stitch markers themselves. One is Tinkerbell. One is this pretty little snowman type thing. So that will go on my basket, because I don't really think I need that. Because normally I've got a stitch marker on my project anyway. Little snowman. Those are all cute. This is a finger light. We do a song at the sing-alongs that is Um, I'm going to light my candle. Let it shine, let it shine. So we do that, and we all put our little fingers on, and we sing along to that. Do you have a smaller pouch that has quite a few different type of stitch markers? These are all knitting. Has a pair of scissors in it, very small scissors. And I don't know why these are in there. These go to the other my Tunisian hooks. But we were also given one of the best things in the world. Kazoos. So we can also play our kazoos as we are at the sing-along if we don't want to sing. It's just a lot of fun, folks. So I do take that often when I go. And these are some things that I don't need to share with you. I have a recipe here for Amish cinnamon bread, which is the best bread ever. And I will tell you a little bit about that bread. You don't need to knead it, you just mix it up and bake it. You need a cup of butter softened, 2 cups sugars, 2 eggs, 2 cups buttermilk, or 2 cups milk plus 2 tablespoons vinegar or lemon juice, 4 cups flour, 2 teaspoons baking soda, and then the cinnamon sugar mixture is 2/3 cup sugar, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. So you're going to cream together your butter, cups of sugar, and eggs. Then you're going to add the milk, flour, and baking soda. Put half the batter or less into a greased loaf pan. And you're going to sprinkle 3/4 of that cinnamon mixture on top of the half of that batter. Add the remaining batter to your pan. Sprinkle with the last of the cinnamon topping. Swirl with a knife. That's important. Swirl it with a knife. Bake at 350 for 45 to 50 minutes or until your toothpick comes out. Cool in the pan for 20 minutes before removing, if you can tolerate that. Because, folks, it's delicious. It's like bread. Now this, and I know this cord works with my light. This is one of those fans that you put around your neck to keep you cool. And I have done that many times if I'm outside or at a concert. So yeah, and this came in its lovely little holder. And of course the cord does work with the with my neck light, so I do use those interchangeably. So I probably should put that up there with the neck light, although I don't normally use it. And then, folks, I have a lot of stuff in here that I have no clue why I have it up here. I have a recipe for poor man's crab cake. I have the lullaby layette to be knitted. It's adorable. And more trash and more trash. And then I have my lovely little emery board that is a kitten. No idea what that was for. That is trash. I have a notepad and another notepad. Why I have all these notepads, I have no clue. Now, this is a book that I have kept in here for many years. And what I do is, if there is a pattern that I've watched or wanted to do, and I'm following along, and there's no written pattern, I'm guilty of this. I will write it down as I go in this notebook and just add to it as I need to. So, yeah. And for goodness sake, another bunch of labels. Another couple of recipes and things. A couple of packages of pictures. And these are pictures of one of my nieces at her wedding that I did not get to go to. I have a small little picture book, and it's got pictures of people that I've known throughout the years, my naughty knitters. Many of those have passed away, and they were great friends of mine. Then I have a couple of pictures of myself, April, and Charlie. And then I have a couple that have April, Creative Grandma, and me when we'd gone to lunch at a beautiful restaurant. It's a beautiful restaurant here, Pennsylvania. I have another notebook here that I've decided I'm going to use for my scripture writing because I only have one or two things written in it. So I need to move that over there to that. And of course, I have a notepad. Oh, isn't that interesting? That's a Christmas card. I don't know why my manual for my air fryer is in there, but okay, that's an odd place for it to be. I have a Bible word search puzzle that I love doing this. So I've done that quite a few times, but not recently. So that needs to go in there. I have another set of Bible tabs that I've used frequently. I also use these pads for writing groceries, small recipes, things like that. So that is in there. Have a couple of inspirational books that one of the church groups that I go to occasionally has what they call Ladies' Days out, and they give us all kinds of different little inspirational things. I have a grabber in here. Do I know why it's in here? No, because I know where it needs to go, and there is not where it needs to go. When I got this new computer, you cannot use USB, so you have to use a special different port. This is one of those plugins for that. This is one of those, it's a tape. It's glue tape that you can use to run along different things. And I've used that frequently. I have another lovely little zippered pouch that has a lot of things in it. It's got another pair of scissors. It's got quite a few stitch markers. And a lot of these were from the cruise that we had. Some more stitch markers. And I'm going to add those to my basket. Here is one of them that had come off, and I just need to re-add it back in to one of the stitch markers that came off. It's a dragonfly, and it is beautiful. Here is one of those secret yarn cutters that you could put on a necklace to use. I have a couple of packets of Splenda in here. I have another set of chibi needles. I'm going to combine those, put them all together, straighten those out. But I am going to put my stitch markers on my basket. So I'm going to set those over there to be put together into the basket. And then I'll redo that for something later. There's all kinds of strange things in here. This is a small item that came with the little bracelet, Fully Rely On, you know, the frog bracelet. That is trash. That is that trash? Yep, that is trash. That I need to look through. And I believe this is the, yep, this is the pattern for the summer crossing shawl. My pattern. So that needs to go there. Again, need to clean trash. Another notepad. Good Lord, don't we need a lot of notepads? Look, I have a glasses case in here with no glasses, so I think I'll put my one pair of glasses in there. I have a button. So I have a couple of buttons in the bottom here that need to be cleared out. And of course another spool of thread. Guess what? Another pen. And this is a, I don't know if I have, is that the, yeah, that is the outer part of it. This is a Coats and Clark's book. And it has a lot of patterns in it. It is Afghan Stitch Designs by Red Heart. Back in the day, Red Heart was called Coats and Clark's. So that was a 29-cent. But this tells you how to make all kinds of things. Tells you how to make that coat. Gives you a pattern how to make some child's slipper boots. Head mittens is what it's called. Hood mittens, sorry. Look at that baby set. This is Tunisian, guys. Tunisian. And I've always kept that. Always wanted to try it. And of course there's that. There's an Afghan. There is Leon the lion. Which I think is rather funny. There is a jaunty jacket. And there is a square pillow. Which I don't know if they have a picture of the square pillow. But there's also a little girl's dress, a toddler's dress. In Tunisian, people. In Tunisian. Let me see if I can find a picture of the square pillow. It has a man's raglan cardigan. It also has an Afghan stitch dress. Have I ever attempted any of these? No. Might be interesting to do. There is the little bit of the pillow, square pillow that you can see, but it also has this beautiful blanket in it as well. So maybe one of these days for Tunisian Tuesday should start one of those lovely little things. Now this is a small notepad that Jerry makes. I've used that quite frequently. And of course I have another notepad with a pen. And now I have something that is absolutely ancient. It is a telephone book. And they no longer put these telephone books up or out, but I hang on to it because I find it very helpful. I also have another container of freight check, which I probably should add up to the top here. A package of Kleenexes, because my nose runs a lot. This is the mic that I used to use when I was recording. It is no longer, I mean, I've tried using it, and you can use it, and I keep it for voiceovers sometimes. But I rarely use it, so I probably should put that in the strange pile. Another different vial of perfume. Boy, I got a lot of those, don't I? Perfume here, there, and there. Then there's a whole lot of loose buttons down there on the bottom that I just need to collect and put together. So that is my cart that has been a mess for such a long time that I need to straighten up. I'm glad you came on this journey with me to see what a mess it is, and I will be putting it back together in a little bit of a different order. May have to stop at Dollar Tree to get some organization things. Maybe not. We'll see. But anyway, that is it. I'm glad you went on this journey with me. I hope you found it interesting. I thought it was interesting to go back and see some of the things that I've hoarded over here and not used. So now my job is to get it into some sort of order so I can actually begin to make it a working cart. Now I will tell you on the side of these, I do have these small containers because they're magnetic that have like, those have safety pins in them. There is a magnetic here that came off of one of these, and so I've just always kept it up there and stuck things up there like a safety pin, so that's up there. I do also have my favored magnet, which is Sasquatch, and Sasquatch sits on my cart as well. I do have a hook that I've put on there, one of those command hooks. It's a large hook, and many times I used to stick the on the side because I needed it to help grab things. I don't find a use for it to go there, so I'm actually going to put something else there. Who knows what? Maybe I'll figure that out later. But I am going to work now to straighten this out and get it into some sense of order so that I can use it again. Mainly I want to get my crochet items, those kind of things back in there so that they're in some sort of order, so it'll be easy to use them. So I'm glad you came on this journey with me, and I hope it killed a few minutes of your day. And I hope it was interesting to go back and see some of those things. All right, guys. See you guys soon. Bye.